Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go through my top 5 holdbacks for the year 2023 so far, because I still have quite a few clutches that are in the incubator that may end up producing some of my better holdbacks for the year. So we're going to do the top 5 so far, and maybe at the end of the year we'll do a top 10 and kind of put everything together. So let's dive in with our first snake. All right. This is sort of like an honorable mention. She's not necessarily one of my favorite snakes. Well, she is, for a reason. She was hatched in, I believe, March or April. And as you can see, she's pretty large already. She has absolutely been a devourer of rats. And she's very powerful, too. I don't know exactly what she is. She's kind of unique. But she's definitely a super OD. I believe she's a fire leopard, possibly NSHE pied het ultramel female, and absolutely humongous. Has a very unique head stamp there, because I believe she's fire as well. She's very, very high white, but she's an absolutely stunning snake, one of my favorites, and she's humongous. So that's why she kind of makes the honorable mentions. This beautiful girl here is number 5. She's not necessarily the craziest snake that I have produced this year, but she is absolutely stunning. So I think she's a pastel lesser leopard, possible OD, clown, het pied female. Beautiful colors, beautiful head stamp. I love the way lesser looks in clowns. I might not actually breed her in the clown pied project. I don't know, because if you guys know anything about lesser and pied, it usually makes an all-white snake. But she can make some obviously beautiful, extremely stunning clowns in the future for me. If not, try clown pied one time to see what comes out. But she's a beautiful snake. Has a very similar to like a big cat spotting going on. Absolutely beautiful snake. Number 4 here is this beautiful girl that sort of looks like my logo. I believe that she is a pastel OD super blade clown het pied female. Really powerful. I can't wait to try to produce some super OD, super blade clown pieds in the future. If they have any of the coloration that this girl has, hopefully you get a low white, high pattern clown pied out of it. I can't imagine what they're going to look like, but she's absolutely stunning. One of my favorite snakes. She'd be higher on the list, but there are some other snakes that I produced that just kind of blew my mind as well. But she's kind of like a fan favorite here for me. Absolutely stunning snake. Very black stripe going down her back, very reduced pattern. I can't wait to see what she looks like as she gets a little bigger. All right, this little girl is crazy looking. So she is a black head leopard Mojave pied, het hypo, possible het black exanthic. She's an absolute powerhouse. This was a small clutch. Unfortunately, I had 4 snakes out of it, and a sibling of hers is going to be on later in this list. But she's actually the highest pattern snake that I got out of that clutch, and she has just some blacks and some really cool like bronze tones in there if it decides to focus there on the camera. But her head is jet black. This spot back here is jet black. And for the most part, she's only has this other color right here, which is probably from the Mojave, is this little kind of orangey, bronzy color in there. But she is just absolutely stunning. I'm really curious to see what she looks like as she ages. But I love her. She's beautiful. This whole clutch actually is going to stay here because they're all so unique, and because I can't test for black exanthic yet. But she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Alright, and this is number 2. This female is obviously an ultramel. She's 100% het pied. I have a feeling she's going to be leopard, orange dream, yellow belly. She potentially has pastel fire and maybe even NSHE in there. I have no idea. I could not find anything similar to her when I was researching on Morph Market trying to do an ID. But she's extremely powerful either way. She's probably my prettiest ultramel that I have here. I have a couple really nice looking ultramels, but the fact that she's also het pied is just kind of a game changer in terms of what her genetics can do. So, you know, 2 years or so is going to be a long wait to see what she ends up producing for me in the future. But she's definitely a linchpin of my Ultrapide project. Just absolutely stunning snake. She's super bright, super orange, super yellow. Very awesome pattern going on here down her back. Very reduced, not too busy. Has this kind of cool lines going down the side of her belly there. Just absolutely stunning. It's not cheating to have 2 number 1s, is it? I couldn't decide between these two. They're insane. Now, the little pied boy here is a little more genetically packed and I guess powerful, so we'll actually talk about him second. But it's definitely a tie between these two. Now, this male here, he's actually only a double het. He's double het ultra male pied. It's really a mystery what else is in there, because when I sent him in for a full panel test, he only came back positive for yellow belly. Out of all the genes they can test for, on obviously het pied and het ultra male. He's just insane, and I'm wondering if maybe it has something to do with the dinker gene that Ozzy has floating around, because his dad was one of Ozzy's snakes, with the way that you get those stripes at the top of the neck, and it just kind of fades into spots, and then as we get towards the tail, it kind of fades into nothing if he allows me to unravel his tail here. Just a crazy snake, and it's very clean. You know, the side there is very clean. It goes from the spots to a line to kind of a nice, awesome belly there. But he's just a beautiful snake, and now he's, I think, about 3 months old at this point. They're starting to get maybe a little bit more of like kind of a muddying in his pattern here, like a little more, some black coming around in his scales along his back. But the color, the orange coloration there is still holding true. So, you know, he's definitely a tie for number 1. He's not genetically anything more powerful than his dad, which is why I couldn't give him the spot by himself. And I'm only keeping him because of how awesome he looks. But he's a beautiful snake, and definitely one of the most unique ones that I've produced this year. And last but not least is this beautiful male here. And I've produced 2 of them this year, so I can't even say that he's one of a kind. I don't know if anybody else has produced one of these. I'm sure they have. But it's a black-head leopard Mojave hypopied pos het black exanthic. And I'm kind of upset, and I don't want to be ungrateful to the odds gods here that I produced 2 of these and they were both males. But that also gives me better odds, hopefully, that one of them ends up testing positive or proving out to be het for black exanthic, because can you imagine what this would look like if it has black exanthic as well as a triple recessive snake? Just absolutely insane. I have a few clutches from this male this year. These are the only hypopides that I'm able to produce from it. But I mean, this guy is insane just from the genetics I know he has, because even if I'm just breeding him 2 hypopides or try to move him into a hypopide clown, just with these 3 genes of leopard, Mojave, and blackhead, I mean, look at it. It's stunning. I mean, he has a silver head. He has a silver saddle with this a little bit of gold tint in there. But just an absolutely stunning snake. I love this guy. And his brother too. The brother has a little less pattern. That's why I'm kind of highlighting him. The whole clutch of 4 snakes was just absolutely just a gold mine as it came out, because it was a triple het black exanthic pied black hypo male bred to a hypopied female, and they all came out pied, and 2 of them came out hypo. So I actually hit really good odds in terms of the recessives there. I can only hope that when I'm able to test or prove out the snakes, that some of them test out and end up being black exanthic as well. But absolutely stunning snake, and probably most powerful and crazy, my most powerful male that I produced this year. All right, so that's my early season top 5. I know it's not even really early. It's almost October when I'm recording this. That's my early season top 5. Like I said, I'll make a top 10 at the end of the year when everything's done breeding and everything's hatched. I have some clown pieds that are about ready to shed, so I'm sure one of those is going to make the list. I actually have a clutch in the incubator due to hatch next week that I actually have the chance to produce visual black exanthics in it. There's 5 eggs, not a big clutch, but it was the triple het male to a visual black exanthic female. So I have the ability to produce black-head leopard Mojave black exanthic snakes in that clutch that are going to be posset hypo and pied, which I can luckily test for. So that's coming. I have the possibility to make Super OD Super Blade clown pieds in a clutch due to hatch at the end of October. So, you know, fingers crossed I hit some more good luck in those ones. But lots of cool stuff left to come. So let's see what happens, and hopefully this list of 5 turns into 10 here in a few short months, and we have some really, really awesome stuff to show you.